everyone, it's Imogen and welcome back to Colouring Kid. I hope you're all doing well. In today's video I'm going to be sharing my completed pages for the month of February. I'm filming this a couple of days early because for some reason I am ill again. I don't know why, I literally just got over my other cold, but I thought I'd film now just in case I get any worse because I already have been getting worse. But at least I'm on half term, so I've got a couple of days to recover. But yeah. As always, it's my favourite video to film. I managed to get quite a few pages done this month. Give you a quick sneak peek here. Finished 2 whips as well and got to some new books that I wanted to do, which I'm very happy about. In terms of colour-alongs, I coloured pictures for lots of the monthly colour-alongs, which I haven't actually highlighted. But I also participated in quite a few of the year-long colour-alongs as well, which I was really pleased about. So I'll save the colour combinations for the colour combinations video, but that was a question I was going to ask actually. For those of you that enjoyed the colour combinations video, would you prefer to have it as a separate one or tacked on at the end of a completed pages? Because my completed pages videos are a little bit shorter than they used to be. They used to be over half an hour because I just had lots of pictures, but now they are roughly kind of 20-25 minutes. So it's up to you really. I can condense my thoughts down and obviously give you my completed like pages of my colour combinations in my completed pages video if you prefer that, so it's more concise. But it's up to you. I'm very happy to do monthly separate videos, so yeah, I'd really appreciate your input with that. But yeah, let's get started. So I've still got 4 whips that I haven't come back to. So I've got my Thomas Kincaid one, which has been a whip, like a forever whip, my Ivy and the Inky Butterfly double spread, and then these 2 which I am hoping to work on more. My Checkered Caramomio colouring book one, but the polar bear, which I started last month, and conveniently March is going to be H's for March, which Corey from Colourfully Optimistic is hosting, so that will hopefully give me the push to work on this a bit more, because Holbeins are pretty much the only thing I can think of as well that begin with H that I have. So I'll definitely be using them a lot this month, or in March. So this should be quite a good one to at least continue with, hopefully. I'm praying that I can, because I would love to finish it. But I knew starting it would be over whip for a long time. And I've also got my Buddy Colour with Valentina, this one. Now I was hoping to do more of this, but there were other books that were new to me that I wanted to work in. So as always, I'm very pleased that it is still a whip, and I managed to do some last month, and the next job are going to be the penguins. But these 2 whips especially are going to be ones that you'll be seeing in my what's in my colouring bag video, because I'd really like to get more of those done. So moving on to my actual completed pages, I did 6, which is very good for me. 2 were whips, which definitely helped. So yeah, let's just get started. So the first one, which was a whip, is from Mythographic Paradise by Fabiano Attanasio. I was very kindly sent this from my lovely friend Sue, and I wanted to do a picture in it so that pretty much all of the books now that I have in this series, I've done 1 page in. I've only got Mythographic Odyssey to go, and then at some point when I get Wild Winter, obviously I'll need to colour in that as well. The page I completed was this one. So I think when I showed it last month, I'd done about half of it. I had the buildings left to do, the lighthouse, and then kind of half of the clouds in the background. And I am really pleased with how it turned out, apart from the lighthouse. So for me, my mum agreed with me actually, just looks a bit in your face compared to everything else. And that's kind of the look that I was going for, because I wanted it to stand out, because it's one of the main elements on the page. But I just think the type of red doesn't quite work. I don't think it helped either. I used kind of a brush pen, which was red, or kind of a proper tomatoey red sort of colour, to base it, because I'd been basing a few other things with fine liner, and yeah, I just don't think it was the right sort of tone. But you know, it's not my favourite thing on the page, but I still really enjoyed doing this one. And overall, I really like how it turned out, especially the whales. I was very pleased with those. And the background was slightly different for me because I was layering polychromos and the brute funas and then using my Derwent Blender pens for it. So aside from a couple of polychromos, this was all brute funa pencils, which was great because I was just experimenting with that set. And they worked really well. As I said, yeah, my favourite thing is definitely the whales. It got to a point where I'd done the background, I didn't really have much left, and I just thought, I feel like doing the buildings grey and pink and just keeping them quite muted and toned down compared to other things on the page. So I did use a few of these brush sign pens, which are great. They're meant to be calligraphy pens, but I use them for bases sometimes as well. And I use them in my bullet journaling. And then I used a lot of my Graby acrylic markers, and I did start off using the Arteza white gel pen for the clouds, but for some reason, I don't know whether it was the pencils or the paper, they just weren't giving an opaque flow, so I kept having to go over things, and in the end I just switched to my Graby white acrylic paint pen because that worked really well. And I am considering at some point, they are very expensive, but I would like to try the Arteza acrylic white markers, because as much as I love their gel pens, in situations like this where they don't work so well on certain pages, it'd be great to have an alternative that works just as well. And I do enjoy using paint pens a lot. What I would love as well is if Graby would do just a white set like Arteza have, because I genuinely do love their paint pens. They're fantastic. So I use them quite a lot on this picture for the yellow, the blue, the bubbles, and then apart from the pencils and those, I use my Calero Fine Tech paints. So we've got the pink, gold, I think that's it, and then a Jelly Roll Gold Metallic to outline the rays, and also a Jelly Roll Clear Glaze as well. So yeah, this one was a lot of fun. Glad to have it finished because that was obviously a whip that I wanted to do. But yeah, I don't love every single page that I do. I do like this page, just not really the lighthouse. And for me, that's pretty good going if there's only one thing that I don't really like. So that is that one. Okay, so the next picture I have is from Seasons by Hannah Carlson. This was basically an untouched book. I have done a tiny bit at the front here a while ago, but I did quite a few new things on this picture that I'm about to show you, which I'm really proud of myself for. Not because necessarily it came out the best, but just because I really did have fun doing it, and also, as I said, I've done some new things. So let me show you. This is the picture that I completed. I did share it in my What's in My Colouring Bag video, so I'm really glad that I did manage to get to it. But I used Inktense pencil, and also, just in general, it was the fact that I overcame using water media in my books. And also just using those with a little bit of pencil, and not being afraid to almost leave them as they are and just use, yeah, a tiny bit of pencil to shade. So yeah, I'm really chuffed with it. It has buckled a bit. I quite like that, to be honest. But yeah, I used the Inktense for pretty much everything, and then I went over with polychromos a bit and used the Graby acrylic markers again, and also a Jelly Roll Gold Metallic, and I think that's everything. One thing that I was really conscious about when doing this was because of the, you know, the reason that I was doing it. I titled this page Here Comes the Sun, and it was dedicated to Hannah Carlson because after everything she's been through, I thought this is the least I can do to support her and do a picture. And hopefully, with all the glitter and kind of the rays of sunshine and the beams and stuff, hopefully it will, you know, send her positive energy. And yeah, I really hope that she gets better. I know she's been posting a bit more and, you know, keeping us updated. But yeah, I was really pleased that I could do this for her. And yeah, I'm really happy with it. I just tried to keep to a limited colour palette as well, and this has given me confidence that I could do other pages like this in my books, even though it's double-sided. And I think it's also quite good because if it had messed up, I do have the ability to take it out because it was at the front. But no, I don't need to. I'm pleased with it, and yeah, I can see myself doing a lot more like this. I only have the 12 set of Inktense, so I did blend them a bit and use them, but I would probably use gouache a bit or watered down like water-based markers and things like that, because I do that quite a lot. But yeah, really pleased with it. So the shimmer, I don't think I mentioned, was the Jane Davenport palette pastels, the mineralized ones. So they are amazing, and I used blue for the outer edge and then the yellow one inside. So yeah, I'm really pleased that I could do this and finally got to a proper page in this book. I don't know why this is still here. That is from ages ago. That was a colour-a-thon I did. Just put that. Okay, so next we have another untouched book. Well, the other one wasn't really, but basically was because I hadn't done a full picture. But this is the Ken Matsuda colouring book, and I was very generously gifted some money on Ko-fi from Joe a while ago, and I bought this book. And I'd been meaning to get to it for quite a while, and I'd shared it in my colouring bag videos, and I was going to do the Festive Birds page, which was here. And then, even though February is technically winter, I just wasn't really feeling a wintry page, so instead I chose to go for this one. And by the time you see this video, I will have my Spread the Love Start Small tag video up, where I was colouring some of this page, and yeah, now it's finished. So this one was polychromos pencils and some of my new paints, which you'll be getting a first look at in my haul video. And I'm also planning on doing another video on them, comparing them to other paints that I have, but they are from Rebecca at the Art Spirits, and they are fantastic. And I loved using them on this page. So on top of the soft pastel, on the background, I used pencil and also yellow here, but then I went in with gel pens, but also the paints to add shimmer. So I used one called, what was it called? Glittering Gold, I think. It has gold foil in it. And then also on the wings, I used Rainbow Dust, which is a proper 3D glitter. And also the Glistening Surf one, which I've got on the ladybird and on the wings, and it's just absolutely amazing. And this is a double-sided book, but I could definitely colour these pictures. I just put a few more pieces of paper so that indentations aren't created with the glitter, but I had such fun doing this, and they really are fantastic, and the fact that they're handmade as well. The red with the ladybird was how I wanted the red to turn out on my lighthouse. So I think in future when I do red, I'll try and mimic this sort of colour, because it's just a bit more toned down, doesn't have a bright red as kind of an undertone. But yeah, I'm really thrilled with this one. And I didn't want one too detailed either, so it was really nice to do one just a bit more simple. Have fun with it. In hindsight, polychromos probably weren't the best choice for this paper. When I started using them, I thought, yeah. I'm not sure whether it's to do with like the actual paper, because it's not really thin. I just don't feel like it's got much of a tooth to it, but usually that's fine. Yeah, they didn't work particularly well for how I colour, but I still continue to use them and really enjoyed it. So next time I'll probably just use Prismacolor or Holbein instead. But yeah, a lot of fun. Really like doing that one. So next I've got another untouched book which is brand new. I do have a flip through of it up on my channel. This is Wild Mouse Yuru's Journey Sketch, roughly, by Mikiko Inotome, and I absolutely love it. My flip throughs, as always, are more chatty flip throughs, and Anne from Pretty Pages 71 also did one which was chatty, and so we both love it. And so we've got 2 buddy colours that we're doing in this book, and I've completed one of them already. It was really funny because we were chatting about this book, and I was, you know, we were talking about how we should do a buddy colour, and Anne showed me the picture that she was working on currently, and we had picked the same picture to start first, which was just very coincidental. But the one that I think she's finished hers, the one that we are doing first as a buddy colour is this one, which I finished. So I just use Holbein's and Arteza white gel pen for this. I'm trying to keep it really simple. I don't think I'll use glitter because I am trying to make most of this look realistic, even though the illustrations are quite fantasy-like. I just think it will look really nice in quite realistic colours. So this is my chaffinch. I usually go for robins or blue tits because I know how to colour them, because I have a standard colour palette that I use, but I wanted to do different birds, and I think I will throughout this book, just try and do different birds and play around with colours a bit. And I'm so pleased that I did because I absolutely love how it turned out. And in hindsight, it probably could have been any bird, because I did have to add in the kind of line between the blue and the terracotta colour. So it wasn't, I did kind of have to play around with the shapes of the wings and just put the colour where I thought it would kind of work. I know Anne said she was following the birds on the front cover, and I probably will do that for some of the pictures. But yeah, this is just an amazing book, and my mum actually said this was one of her favourite pictures that I've probably ever done, which is a huge compliment coming from her. And yeah, it really was such fun to do. As I said, I kept it really simple. I do have a mini kind of tutorial that will be going in my combinations video to show how I did the leaves, the flowers and the background bit, because it's good for me to keep a record, but also I thought, seeing as I was colouring it, I might as well share it as well, because sometimes it's easier to see it visually rather than just written down. One interesting thing that I tried was I added burgundy in the leaves. Not sure if you can see that, just to add a bit of interest and make them look a bit different. And just tried really to go for I mean, I do purple and pink flowers a lot, but I didn't just want to do pink, like this sort of pink, because that's the sort of colour that I would gravitate towards doing first. So yeah, I went for something a bit different and layered in different purples and pinks, but I'm really happy with it. So the next one we're doing as a body colour is this one, which is the Eastery one. So I'll either get this done in March or April. And it's got some of the same flowers, so I will be repeating those, and I'll do the nest the same as well. But with this, because it's broken up into seasons, lots of the pages have elements that, you know, are reminiscent of each other, which I think is great, because then everything's kind of linked together. So yeah, I think I'll definitely do the flowers the same, because that only makes sense. Unless I change my mind and do something different. But I love that some of the characters are on here as well. It's really, really gorgeous. So yeah, if you would like to see a full flip through of this, there is one on my channel and also on Anne's. But yeah, stunning, and you'll be seeing this a lot on my channel, so yeah. Okay, so next we have my completed page from I Believe in Fairies by Clara Markova. I did manage to do the picture that I wanted to do in this month, and it was this one. So even though this was in the winter section, I really felt like it evoked Valentine's Day sort of feelings, and I really wanted to do it. So this one I did do around Valentine's Day. I think I finished it a bit before that, and I used Holbein's and Castle Art pencils, And again, I'll tease a white gel pen and also the Graby markers quite a bit. Fine liner, blender pens, what else did I use? Some of my fine tech paints, Jelly Roll Glaze, I can't remember if I already said that, and yeah, I think that's it. But again, such a fun one to do, and I was really chuffed that I could actually get to it, because I wanted to do another one of these because I didn't get round to one in January. So yeah, overall I'm really pleased with it, and I do share in one of my colouring quandaries videos how I continue with this page. So it got to a point where I'd done the background and everything, I'd done the gingerbread like colour on them, and then I just got a bit stuck and just talked through my process of continuing the page, you know, where I was going to place the colour and things like that. So that will be out this month in March. Not sure exactly when, but it will be out at some point. So yeah, there were certain techniques and things that I did as well for this, which I'll explain more in my colour combinations video. But yeah, it was really fun to do, and I'm glad to have another one ticked off this list. So I've now done, I think, 12. Could be wrong. 11. Oh, 12. Brilliant. And it goes really nicely as well, I think, with some of my others that also have pink in them. That was my Valentine's Day one from last year. So yeah, I just kept it simple in terms of it being just brown, red, green, and the pink is kind of the red. You know, I sort of class them as the same almost. So yeah, just minimal colour palette with that one really, and I was very happy with it. So that's another one completed from I Believe in Fairies by Clara Markova. So the final picture I have to share is from Minorizer de Europa by Ruta Berman. This is also the other book that I'm focusing on this year. I did finish the whip that I was working on, and it is this one. So I had this one done last month, and I had also started this page, and yeah, I finished it. I used exactly the same colours, so I kept the colours to one side to just come back to it. And because this was a double spread that I felt, you know, I felt like they needed to have the same sort of colours because they look similar. So that's why I decided to do the same colours for them. I've done that for other pictures as well in this, because they do go really well together as double spreads. And that's probably what I'll continue to do, unless pictures come up where I think that, you know, they don't really need to be the same. Like these ones, I might not necessarily think that these have to be the same colours. But yeah, very pleased with it. So pretty much echoing everything that I said on this page is the same for this one. Got Black Widow's Illuminance, Arteza White Gel Pen, Jelly Roll Glaze, my Stardust paint from Clearo Fine Tech. Can't remember if I said Jelly Roll Gold already. And yeah, I think that's everything. So yeah, I'm really pleased that they are completed. I did use some fine liner as well, and just tried to place the colour so that both pages looked similar and there was enough of each colour on each page. So yeah, really thrilled with that. And I've also started another whip. I've hardly started it, but at least I've started another one. So this one is my first page in kind of the Paris section, and I've done the background for the heart. And I started this because at the time it was near Valentine's Day, but I knew I wouldn't get it done. I thought I'd start it anyway, and I'm really happy with the colour for the background. I have done a colour quandaries video that's already come out for this, sharing how I choose the colours and basically my thought process for this double page spread, because it will end up being a double spread. I'll be doing the pink background the same round here. And yeah, funny story actually, well, it's not that funny, but this video, the Colouring Quandaries one, came out accidentally before the first one. So the Gingerbread Man one was meant to come out first, but for some reason I'd scheduled them wrong. So yeah, I hope that that's all right. But yeah, this one's already up. And basically it's a new series I'm starting where I share how I pick colours for a picture, how I start a picture, how I continue on, as you'll see in my gingerbread one. Basically my thought process for picking colours, colour palettes, that sort of thing. So yeah, I will probably stick quite closely to what I said in that video, and I should probably go back and just revisit what I said. But yeah, I'm hoping to get the heart done this month, and then this page done, sorry, not this month, not February, in March, and then this one to at least start it. I'm not expecting to finish the whole double spread in the month. Yeah, that probably won't happen, but yeah, if I can just get this one done, I'll be really happy with that, and then I can continue the colours over, or I'll just work on both of them at the same time, and I might not get either of them done. But yeah, that's what I'm currently working on in Minorizer der Europa by Rita Berman. So that's everything I have to share with you. I hope you enjoyed. As always, they're my favourite videos to do. Everything will be down below as usual. Please feel free to comment. It really makes my day, and I love chatting with you. And yeah, I will see you all in my next video. Take care, everyone. Bye.